Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the instant match reaction. West Ham United 0, Everton 1. A fine victory on the road for the Toffees, wearing the beautiful grey Denmark 1986 World Cup kit. Don't ever wear that kit again. One and done. It's the lucky omen. Well, then probably do wear it again then. Fantastic win on the road for Everton after obviously losing the Merseyside derby last week in such controversial circumstances. Yeah, obviously he named the same team bar Nathan Patterson at right back, and yeah, it was an excellent professional performance. The kind of performance you would associate with David Moyes and I suppose Sean Dyche as well. It was a very, very Dyche, or what you would expect from Dyche. Apologies there, I went off for a minute there. No, it's the kind of performance you would expect from Sean Dyche. It's the kind of performance you would expect from David Moyes. We've got 10 points. And it's the kind of win you hope we should be getting more and more, I think. As I said, we started off quite slow. We for the first 15 minutes or so, it was a strange game. I think we just quietened the crowd down. The crowd at the London Stadium went very, very quiet. And then we just grew in the game. We just grew and we grew and we grew. And obviously, let's get into the second half. We've bored them a little bit. We've kept them quiet. We've kept the crowd quiet, as I said. And we just ended up getting the goal. And it was a brilliant goal by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who started at the back with Jarrett Branthwaite winning the ball, who was absolutely superb today. Dom does a lovely little switch in his feet, and he puts it in, and you can't really ask for any more. So we were just excellent all game. I wouldn't say that Jack Harrison or McNeil had particularly good games going forward, but they worked hard. They kept the shape. I thought Vitaly Mykolenko at left back was excellent again. I thought Patterson had a bit of a slow start to the game, and then as the game went on, got confidence, and that's what he's needed. To be honest, he's needed that confidence. I think he just needed that confidence going forward, and I think in the end we deserved to win the game. I think clearly if they'd got a late equaliser, I would have seen it as being very unjust, because they did have a couple of efforts. Obviously, Pickford's had to make a couple of decent saves, pushing a cross over the bar, and then there was obviously the Kudus one, which was offside anyway, and then there was the one late on, which was a really good save, but a save you'd expect them to make. And I just thought we were quite calm around the pitch. That was the thing. There was no. I'm just trying to think of the right word. No one did anything silly. No one did anything silly at all. They just played the game that they'd obviously worked on all week in training. They kept them quiet. They really never had a focal point. Antonio was useless for them, to be fair. Bowen, we kept quiet for the majority of the game. We kept them away from the central areas. I'm going to sneeze. We kept them away from the central areas where he does the damage, and they really just didn't have anything to hurt us, I don't think. So again, it's another big win on the road after obviously Brentford in the Premier League and obviously Villa in the cup. And I think there's a belief there now that we aren't a team that we aren't a team that we obviously all thought we were, who just couldn't get anything on the road. We started to chain points on the road. I think what's that? That's 7 points from our away games so far this season. Obviously losing at Liverpool, and obviously losing at Villa. We've started to make things happen on the road, and I suppose it's turning those performances, like we said, into home performances. And the possession today, I think we had 37% possession, when I always think that's the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot of possession, at home or away. And like, on Saturday, we'll face a team again that will want control of the ball, that will dominate possession, and I think that'll suit us just fine, as did, the Bournemouth game, where they thought they could play out from the back. Brighton will. And I thought today, again, West Ham having to be the aggressor, West Ham having to play on the front foot, helped us out. And even seeing Danny Ings come off the bench, seeing that coming off the bench didn't. Well, it did. I'm a liar, because it did worry me. Seeing him come off the bench does worry me. But we got through the game. We didn't get any opportunities, and it's great to sit here. We're on 10 points. It's a point a game. If we keep that going for the rest of the season, as long as we're allowed to keep our points, then it should be a comfortable season for us. I think now the manager's got the team he wants. That's clearly the team he wants, bar the right back situation. Mykolenko, as I said, is defending brilliantly. He did actually get forward today and put a couple of crosses in. Would I like to see him get forward more? Yes, but defensively, very aggressive and is doing the job. Obviously, on the other side, as I said, with Patterson, I think it's confidence with Patterson at the moment. Early on in the first half, there was a couple of moments where he dived in too quickly and things, but he settled down second half and started. You've seen the aggression, you've seen the confidence, reacting straight away to things, no delay. The two in the middle, as I said, Tarky leads by example, because he doesn't mind a scrap, he doesn't mind getting involved, he doesn't mind having a little fight. We saw that in the first half when Kudus went down, and he was a good tackle, and he was straight over. And how Pickford got booked for that, I'll never know. A ridiculous booking. When really he shouldn't have been booked, and I don't think the other lad should have been. The other lad should have been booked. To be fair, I think that's to me in football where you've both done something wrong. Pack it in, grow up, and get on with the game. There's not enough of that in football anymore. We don't have enough of that in football where you just say to the two players, "Well, if I book both of you, it's cancelling each other out." In something like that, I just find that ridiculous. And then, as I said, Branthwaite, brilliant today, deserved to be man of the match. He got man of the match. You could see the steel and the class from him today. Just when he gets the ball, he doesn't panic. He doesn't just kick it away like we see from other people. The not panicking part is a big part of his game, by the way. It's a massive part of his game, because there's another centre-back that we've got who all he does is just panic anytime the ball's near him. Branthwaite's got that calmness that I don't think you can coach, and is what is inside all top players. How far he goes in the game will depend on the choices he makes, clearly, in the future. But he seems to have everything to be a top centre-back. So he looks brilliant. And fair play to Sean Dyche for making that decision and putting him alongside Tarkowski, and he's looked excellent in every game. He's learning from every game. And it's, as I said, we said previously, can he do that with Patterson? Patterson will go through the rough and the smooth of things, but there's clearly a decent player in there. Now, the only way you're going to get that player out is if he plays games. And we've that's just the natural thing of football. The more players play, the more they get better. We'll have to wait and see how that happens. And as I said, the two wide men, although offensively, that move in the first half, Jack Harrison's got to do a lot better in that 3-against-1. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think the movement ahead of him was amazing. I don't think they created the options for him that they should have. But there was a moment, and it is only a moment, and it's easy to stop it on a still and say, oh, if you just slid that ball between the two defenders, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got a one-on-one. It's not always like that in real time, but I think he should have done better. Dwight McNeil on the other side again, shot late on, but offensively didn't offer too much today. But as I said, as a team, they stuck to the plan. The core, he was everywhere, to be fair to him. He was all over that area behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Onana I thought was immense. James Garner, again, a little bit like last week, never really got hold of the ball. But defensive side of things, I'll have to have a little look at his numbers, but did all right. But Onana, I thought, was immense in there. And there was one late on when we were 1-0 up, and I think it was Souček was pulling him back. And this was like the 93rd minute, and we were on a break, and he would not let Souček pull him down. The strength of the kid was just like, we've seen him go down quite easy at times. But in that moment, he was not letting Souček, and I think that's something that's been different with him this season, playing in that number 6 role. He's really got hold of that role now. And he's been obviously, he's not been exceptional in every single game, but he's been good in that role. And today I thought he had a great game. And Dom got his goal. And again, Dom was always playing on the edge, of the, on their line. You know, we seen him hit the bar in the second half, but he was offside, but it was very, very close, very marginal. They're the lines you've got to play on as a centre-forward. And there was one when Decore went through. If that had made it 2-0, that would have been very, very comfortable. But there was one then where the flick on, it was just a straight long ball. Dom gets up, it's a magnificent header, and Decore just runs right through. And to be fair to Decore, he probably does exactly what you want him to do, is take it early, catch the keeper. There was a moment where I thought he's just going to chip him here, but he just catches it, and it was a great shot. And to be fair, the goalkeeper, who looked like an extra from Barbie, just gets a good hand on it, but it was an exceptional strike. And Dom showed great centre-forward play today. The only odd thing I'd say, and I'm saying odd, not saying wrong, but odd, was towards the end we were looking jaded, and we were looking jaded just in decision making. We couldn't fashion chances, or we couldn't get it away, because I don't know. This is where the depth of the squad maybe again is like the manager has to get more trust, or making one sub. And to be fair, Chimiti, and I never thought it was going to be Chimiti, but obviously he wanted more, someone like for Dom, rather than Beto, who is obviously very, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word. You never really know what Beto's going to do, and I don't know if he never really gets hold of the ball, whereas maybe he thought Chimiti would go in and do exactly what Dom was going to do, and he did all right, to be fair to him. But I would have thought there might have been maybe a one or two more subs, maybe he would have brought on Adesina Gay, but he's kept them on, and they've worked their asses off, and they've got themselves. We've got ourselves the 3 point, and it was well worked. The hard work was there for everyone to see. And some of those players are going to need a massive rest now, for Wednesday, because they've worked their backsides off today, and they've earned that. No West Ham fan can say. No West Ham fan can say they deserved anything today, because they didn't. They didn't deserve anything from that game. And I don't buy into this of saving Beto for the week. No, that's not how football works. You win the game, that's that right there. To be fair, you win the game, that's there in front of you. Wednesday will take care of itself. You'll have a look at what'll be there on Wednesday. Who'll be fit enough? So we'll see. Alex says Areola did just enough. I see what you've done there, mate. And yes, I have watched the Barbie film. The Barbie film's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. I went to see that and Oppenheimer, because that's the kind of guy I am, and it is an excellent film. And if you haven't seen it, that's on you. It's not on me. I'm a modern man. It's a fantastic film. There you go. No, it's just great to get the 3 points. Great to get the to beat a team as well. That's had the sign over us recently as well. And for Dom to get his goal as well, 50th in the Premier League. Only the 4th Everton player to reach 50 goals in the Premier League, which is a bit of an embarrassing stat, if we're honest, isn't it? That is a bit of an embarrassing stat that he's the 4th one behind Duncan Ferguson, Romelu Lukaku, who's got the most goals, and Tim Cahill. But he's got it, and that's fantastic for him. And again, all those people who've said that he's a championship striker or he's not good enough or, that's up to you, isn't it? That is up to you if you do not think he is. He showed his class today because he is a class player, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We've said it for a while, and he's refinding his form, and he's refinding that fitness. And signing someone like Beto has really, it has shown that took the pressure off him, and yet he's never looked back. He got back into the side after the Brentford game, and he's never looked back. So, no, I'm delighted with that today, because that was just as I said, that's the kind of win on the road that you should be doing 6 times, 7 times with the standard that some of the teams in the Premier League. 6, 7 times. Go out, be professional, keep it tight, nick a goal or 2 easily when you look at the Premier League, and then you win your home games with a little bit more, like we saw against Bournemouth. And those two performances are the two kind of performances that get you to 50 points. And then it's whether you can add on to that by beating a few of the bigger sides. But again, and the irony is we were playing David Moyes' side. That's what got David Moyes to where he was with Everton. Those away wins. And those wins like we saw against Bournemouth. You beat the teams you're supposed to beat home and away. And then you add a few more teams to that, a few more games to that. You beat a Man United or a Liverpool or a Chelsea or whoever at home. And, well, we didn't like it at the time. But when you look back, throwing away some of those away games, like the big away games, that's just the way it is, isn't it? That's the way he looked at it. But these are the games we've got to win. But yeah, I would take 40 points, don't get me wrong, but to get to 50 points and to be comfortable, and I'm not saying and start looking at Europe, I'm just saying we could they're the performances, and I think we have shown that. And fair play to Sean Dyche. He's got us to a place where everyone believes on that pitch what we're doing. Everyone believed that today. What we were doing. You could see that in the first half, in the first 20 minutes, where it was boring and it was a bit, I was sitting there going, what's wrong with them? They don't look like, but they were just keeping the shape. They were just not letting West Ham get into the game. They're just not letting them create chances and get the crowd. And we bored the crowd. And then we started to play. And Sean Dyche, that would have been what Sean Dyche would have said to the players. Just keep in your positions. Keep it solid and bore the life out of these till we open them up a little bit, and we did. And fair play, we got the 3 points. Fantastic. It's only right that the first game after Bill Kenwright passed away, we went and got 3 points. So that's another mark for today, which is fantastic. It was lovely to see both managers take the wreaths on for him and Sir Bobby Charlton. To see the wreath in the seat he was sitting there, would have been sitting in next to Farhad Mashiri with Josh Wander there as well from 777. Very interesting. But yeah, lovely that we got that win on that day. Let's back that up with 2 home wins now if we can. Would be massive. Or let's not lose this week. Let's not lose this week at all. It's going to be 2 very emotional games, I imagine, at Goodison Park on Wednesday and on Saturday. So let's not lose those games. At least let's not lose them. There you go. Right, I'm going to go and do my start sorting out my player ratings. Baz will be doing his videos as well, so make sure you check them out. He'll be in a very, very happy mood, I imagine. We'll be doing the final word tomorrow over on Toffee TV Premier. The link is in the description. QR codes come up on the screen. We'll be live also at 1 o'clock on YouTube tomorrow, where we'll be dead happy. We'll be dead happy. So make sure you check that out. Thanks for watching. See you later.